We'll get you out of here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the Drive Thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's our live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Play. So let's take a peek at who's on the show with us here for today. All right, with us, we got Zawacky with us, Alex Smart, and Jay Briggs. Here's how the lineup will be for this evening. Smart, Zawacky, Briggs, and then I will close this one out. All right, NBA back with a big card. Looks like 11-game card from the NBA. We got 30-plus games from college hoops, NHL as well on the board. Big night tonight, so let's get this one underway. Let's welcome in Alex Smart. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Alex in right now. Coverage here today from college hoops. Alex, what's happening?
How you doing, Tony? We're going to go after some college basketball tonight. We're going to go after one of the marquee games from the SEC. It's a Kentucky-Mississippi State battle. And, looking back over the historical trends with this Kentucky-Mississippi State, I guess we'll call it like one-sided affair. It's Kentucky that's taken 21 of the last 23 meetings. And, they're 3-0 as a dog also win during those games. And they already blasted the Bulldogs this year by double digits back on January 17th by a 70 count. And, it's got to be interesting to note, okay, so we've got a Kentucky team that's the underdog here. And Calipari's group owns the better record. When they own the better record, they are 35-18 ATS against teams when they're getting points. So, they have a long history of cashing when you least expect them to cash. I know the Bulldogs are playing at a high level right now, and they won 5 straight. But in the recent past, this has not been a solid look for them anyway. So they've failed to cover 10 of the last 7 after a 5 or more game consecutive win streak over the last couple of seasons. So either the lines makers are over adjusting on their games because of their hot streak, or they're just not playing up to par. So in conclusion, the deficit of game 1 tells me a story here that doesn't correlate much with the huge line swing, despite of them now being the hosts. And they outplayed Mississippi State the first time through. Like I said, double-digit win, and now we get almost like the line that I got today earlier was at plus 3.5. Not looking at anything right now. My windows are not up for some reason, so I can't see the current line. Do you see it right now?
I do see it, and actually, this is the sharpest book in the world, and it's 4.5. This has been some open. It opened here. The line opened here at 1.5. So we've seen a 3-point line move in this game, which is really significant, really interesting here. And it's not really the lines maker; it's the bettors, because the money sharp money is moving this line. When you go 1.5 to 4.5,
this for sure sharp bettors. Yeah, this for sure 100% sharp bettors. And it's interesting. So I'm going to go against a lot of the sharps. It's not the first time I've taken them down or taken the consensus down with sharp money. But I'm going to take the points here with Kentucky. I think this is just a long series of Kentucky being able to play top tier basketball in situations like this. I mean, the program is obviously, maybe this group is not as good as some past incarnations, but hey, it's still Calipari's team, and this guy can roll magic. So we're going to go with Calipari, and we're going to take the points here.
Going with Calipari here. Trey Mitchell, the senior, is questionable. Not really pretty much a role player here. 16 to 20% of the possessions he's used in these games, so it's not really the strongest impact player there. Indeed, here, but it does. There's something that sounds funny in this one. Kentucky, a really good in a conference, they're making 40% from threes. They make their twos. Mississippi State, a turnover machine offensively. I mean, again, these are the teams I just don't. Mississippi State's team came back, but if you would talk to Al McMorty, he's at the sharp number would be minus 1.5. 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4. Those are a lot of the followers. These are all the what you would call the steam chasers. So I think after the line moved to 2, I don't know how sharp that is. When you're taking minus 3, minus 3.5, minus 4, minus 4.5, you're losing value each time.
Yeah, well, I can't disagree with that. But those initial moves definitely have come from respected bettors, but now it's overblown at this point. So Yeah, I feel if you're taking 4.5 points, I mean that's much better than the 3.5 that I was willing to tell everybody to take. So hey, let's rock and roll with that. Take 4.5 points.
Yeah, 4.5 right now, sharpest book in the world. There are some fours out there, many more 4.5s right now, probably just copying the number. Or maybe the sharp guys are going over there and taking the 4, laying the 4 to all these other books. So interesting to see how this plays. Again, you get in one possession here with Kentucky. So that seems good. And their profile offensively has looked really good. They do some good things defensively. And, it's, again, Kentucky on the road, hit or miss. I think I mean, I'm not going to try and guess when they miss on the road here, not against this turnover machine.
Yeah, absolutely. Mississippi State's a very good team, great backcourt. They play great defensive basketball. But, at the same time, like I said, I got to have respect for Calipari and being able to deal with this. And he has a lot of talent on that Kentucky team that I think could step up in a game that they're expected to step up on. And when I saw that, and I saw excerpts, I didn't see the entire first matchup. But this is just, for me, it's just too much of a swing, and we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
You got to take your edges when you can get them, and I felt there was an edge here when I first looked at this game. So, that's all I can say.
Absolutely. I know, some of the spots players out there say, oh, they got that big win against Alabama. It's, they usually get 2 days off in between, and there's no, actually, that was Kentucky here in this spot. So we've got our man Alex here at Kentucky plus the 4 in this spot here against Mississippi State, and this one will be starting tonight, 7 Eastern time over on ESPN. All right, Alex, let's take a look over at pick.com for tonight's action. Of course, on the board tonight, we got a big NBA card. We also have action on the board tonight here from the NHL. Lots of college hoops, 30-plus games in college hoops. Alex having a fantastic 2024. Look at the numbers here, 2,816 units of profit, all documented over at pick.com. What do you have going over at the site?
I've got a 3-pack of college basketball tonight, 2 totals and 1 side, really rocking it with both sides and totals right now. Also have NBA totals crusher, also a 63% run with that, over a 32 selection run. And we have an NHL totals power play. I've been really light on NHL totals for a while, but I'm going to catch back up on that, and I've got a total on tonight.
All right, you guys get on board here with Axmont over at pick.com. Great results here this year, last 30 days, last 7 days, been on absolute fire. You want to get on board with this one-day passes. Remember, the one-day passes are a credit guarantee. The most turn profit, the amount you purchase is credit back to your account for side credits. That is credit guarantee. Or the long-term pass aren't, because they're sold at such a discount. That 1 month pass is great because you'll get some coverage from the NCAAB tournament, all the conference tournaments as well. NBA, hockey, these are all the high-volume sports right now that circulate. Also, coverage here from Major League Baseball, Padres, Dodgers, first 2 series there in Korea. So get on board. Promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. All right, Alex, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success, and we'll catch up with you again in a couple days.
Thanks, Tony. Baseball's here, buddy.
Baseball is here. You got it. Alex Smart here on the drive-thru. Yeah, the Dodgers, another powerful last few innings as they just pounded White Sox. Their backups doing the job today. Wow. All right, let's continue on here. Let's bring in Rod Zawacky. You'll catch him over at pick.com. Ready to roll with Rod. Rod, what's happening?
Not too much, Tony. Hey, just digging out, shoveling out from the nice blizzard we had. So now it's supposed to it's minus 20 by tomorrow. We're supposed to be like plus 8 or something craziness. So these temperature changes are nuts this time of year in Alberta. You go from like minus 30 one day to like plus 8 the next, minus 30 the next. So it is what it is.
They call for the blizzard. They call for that Arctic blizzard in the Midwest. Your guys are getting it. Even some of the Northwest getting it. So kind of a Northwest in the States, kind of the Northwest storm going through. We kind of missed us. We got a little tail ends of it. But you got run of it north of the border and north part of the West there. But so just make sure those pipes don't freeze.
No, we're good now. We're good.
Oh, good. All right.
I got them fixed, and everything's squared away with that. No more frozen pipes.
Nice. All right, here we go tonight. We got Penguins and Canucks going head-to-head here. Penguins out west. We see that the Canucks favored $1.50, total 6.5.
Yeah, and we look at this one. Penguins definitely out west in this one, way out west, Vancouver way. And the Canucks playing at home where they play their best hockey. 20-5 on the season are the Canucks at home. And sure, I like the Canucks here in this one, but I like a lower scoring one, harder hitting, a little more defensive. It's the kind of style the Penguins play, and surprisingly, that's how the Canucks have been playing. Maybe not, maybe that blip in Minnesota when it was 10-7, we'll throw that one out. Those games happen. But the majority of games have been lower scoring, harder hitting, defensive style Canucks game. You look at the Canucks at home this season, defensively, only holding teams to 2.73 goals a game, while Pittsburgh on the road, defensively, 2.71 goals a game. Who's getting the start? Well, the Penguins. Tristan Jarry is going to start for the Penguins in this one tonight. He's got a 2.56 goals against average and a 911 save percentage. He actually leads the league in the NHL in shutouts with 6 shutouts this season. Thatcher Demko going to get the start for the Canucks. He's 31-12 in the season with a 247 goals against, 917 save percentage. So 2 solid goalies on our hands in this one. I like the under 6. You look at the Penguins, 7-3 to the under in their last 10 games. I think we got a lower scoring one on our hands here again. Take the under 6.5 in this one.
All right, Rod says go under 6.5. You can find both numbers here. Do the line shopping. Obviously, get the best numbers if you can out there. There's many of you guys have multiple books up there. We've always talked about that. Having those multiple outs is the way to go. And of course, we saw the Penguins here. And then the one thing with these Canucks here is that the one thing they have done very well at home this year is keep those goals from the opponents down.
Yeah, exactly. Like 3 goals against at home. Holding teams to 2.7 goals, and after the you look against Boston, against a solid team, 3-2 in that one. Took overtime to get the winner, but we ended up 3-2. And you look at home against the Jets, it was 4-2. Another under. Push if you took the 6, but I like the 6.5 here. I think we're looking at first to 3 in this one, 3-1, 3-2. But against the good teams, it's lower scoring ones, 4-1. 4-2, 3-2. That's the way these Canucks games will go. And then the Penguins, same thing, 2-1, 4-1, 2-1, 3-2, 3-0, 3-2, 4-1. These are the way these two teams like to play, lower scoring. First to 3 wins this one. I think the Canucks get the win as well. Do the little Canucks dance, but I like the under as the play in this one too.
Yeah, some of those you folks looking at some stats past 5 years, you're going to get skewed a lot with that Minnesota game. It's going to really skew the stats a bit.
Correct. It is, and that's what I said. You throw that one out, take the anomaly where it was they were up 5-2 in that one, and then all heck broke loose in the third period. And guess what? Those games do happen where goalies just let go and shots bounce in. It's crazy how on the ice puck can go, hit a bounce, hit a leg, and next thing you know, it's like pinball. Ding, 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 boom, goal. We've seen third periods this year where all of a sudden it's like, what the? Whereas nothing, and they score like 8 in the third period. So it happens. That's one of those blips. Throw those out. It's one of those samples that are like, oh, that's the oddball. Throw out the oddball one, and then take the rest. And they've all been lower scoring games.
Yeah, usually when a team gets down early, gets down big early, the pace changes quite a bit for the team trying to chase, right? So then it creates a different style of game.
And then also injuries too. You look who's not going to be in. No Gensel for the Penguins as well. So Jake Gensel, huge out for the Penguins. And no, he's their leading scorer, I believe. And without him, it's tougher to get goals as well. So I like a lower scoring one. This is going to be a pretty good game, I think.
Yeah. All right. We got Rod here. Penguins Canucks under 6.5. Late night tonight, ESPN Plus. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dodgement for tonight's action. Of course, on the board tonight, big 11-game card, NBA 30-plus games, college hoops. Big action tonight in NHL. Lots of volume on the board. Rod enjoying a great college basketball season this year. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
And that's what I'm mostly focused on tonight, college hoops. I'm excited. Big card in college hoops tonight. I got 5 card plays in college hoops. It's Tackle the Book Tuesday, and that's what it is. It's Tackle the Book Tuesday in college hoops. 5 plays I love the most there. And then I've also got my NHL Sniper play. It is a loaded NHL card. So definitely scoop that up. My top play in the NHL. Plus, like as I said, 5-pack in the college hoops. Love college hoops this season. Looking to continue that success. Over the last month, been rolling right along college hoops as we head into March. Jump aboard something long-term. 3-day, 7-day, 30-day. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. and save 15% off all your purchases. Or take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper deal. You can see there's been a lot of cappers that have been hot here in college hoops. So jump aboard, take advantage as we head into March Madness with something long term.
That's right. Get on board with Rod Zawacky over at Pick.com. Great results in college hoops. Get on board. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. Long-term passes the way to roll. All right, Rod, any extra bonus for tonight?
Totally. In this game here, I like JT Miller to get an anytime goal for the Vancouver Canucks. I think he pops one for the Canucks. He's always he's on the power play as well, so definitely get him more ice time, and I think he rips one in for us. I also like we're going to go to the Jets game, the Winnipeg game. I like Kyle Connor to get over 1.5 points. That's a nice plus money on that. I think he has a big night tonight for the Jets. The Jets, I think they win big. Big game for the Jets. Big game. I think it's one of those games where they be able to score. You got Hofer in that for St. Louis in that one, and it's the first half of a back-to-back. I think the St. Louis team might be looking a little bit ahead to tomorrow night's game versus the Oilers, which goes tomorrow. So they're saving Binnington in the first half of the back-to-back. They're starting Hofer the backup. And Hofer was awful. The last few times we've seen him, he's got over 3 goals against. I think Winnipeg Jets have a feast on him tonight. And Kyle Connor gets us over 1.5 points. It's plus. I got plus 145 on that. Do your shop, get the best of the number. But either way, I think Kyle got a couple for us.
You go.
And then this one, of course, this hat's just not for show either, right? You should always pay attention when I'm wearing. As you see on the weekend show, I did a little the thing. I changed. I went and switched with the Illinois, and they got a nice win for us. And then I switched in the next round, and I took Clemson, and they got us a nice win. Well, guess what? Clemson's in action tonight, and I like it tonight. There's a lot of people, sharp chasers, as we call them, jumping on Pitt. I think it's a letdown spot for Pitt. I'm not totally sold on Pitt. I think they're a little bit overrated. I think Clemson comes in and rolls of double digits. Take Clemson tonight. I think the line's come down a little. Last I seen it was at 7.5 in the morning. I think it's come down to 7 in places. Definitely do your shopping. I think I might have even seen a 6.5, but I like Clemson. Lay it. Double digits.
Laying the number here. They got it done with a little bit of help from Florida State fouling. That's broke some people's heart.
They did.
Yeah, they got it done.
Last time out, they did. Yeah. They got her done. It doesn't matter how many points. I've been on the other side of a half-point loss, and we'll take the side of a half-point win.
That's right. That's right. Of course, Pitt preferred them more at home. If you saw what they did to Virginia Tech. So
I do. Yeah. I like Pitt at home. They play their best at home. I think they're going to be in for a big one tonight. Because everywhere I look, I just see Pitt. They're like, oh, Pitt. No chance.
This is an important game for Virginia Tech. And these teams are trying to build resume. You're going to start hearing these resume building games, right? Resume building right now. Sometimes the ACC gets a snub sometimes when we see these at-large teams. They've got to get over 500, and that will help their cause. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the right team here. I'm looking at Virginia, because Virginia Tech was on the mind for some reason. Well, maybe we'll find out why a little later on. Virginia Tech's on the mind, but anyway, a team like Clemson here. They're sitting right now at 9-7, so they got to continue to build that resume and get well over that 500 mark. They've got just 4 conference games left. You go 3-1, that would put you at 12-8 in conference. That should be good enough,
right?
Yeah,
should be good enough. I think with the Clemson, but for Virginia, I see why you're looking at Virginia Tech. It's like how can you not? Just because they're 1-8 on the road. That's if Bittler was here, he'd be like drooling and he'd be frothing at the mouth going, "Oh, Virginia Tech tonight. They're 1-8. Look, it says 1-8 on the road. 1-8 against the number. Everybody thinks they're crap. They're crap. Why is it only a -1.5 if they're only 1-8 on the road? They're only 1-8 on the road and 1-8 ATS. You got to go with Virginia Tech in that one. Take them on the money line. You don't even need that 1.5.
There you go. Rod Zawacky there. One thing with Clemson, they do have a road win at Alabama. That's going to help their resume.
Alabama.
At Pittsburgh. Yeah. They beat TCU. So those are some big. They're going to get in. As long as they don't lose the rest of the race. If they go 500 or better, you're going to get in. And they got Notre Dame. Syracuse, Wake Forest will be the tough one on the road, but They looking. I remember that Greenberg. Oh, they're gonna get in. They're gonna get in. They don't get in. Dickie V would always scream.
Right.
But
going into Alabama and getting that win on that Saturday, that was big for it. Big.
Yeah, that was a monster
Huge.
win. But Alabama better close out good. Alabama better close out good if it's going to help them. You know, that's how this rolls. But anyway, all right, Rod.
They're trying.
Yeah, they're trying. Okay, we got a big 12-game card in NHL. So we've got your video series up there, A to Z. Rod gives you a pick on every game on the board from the NHL, plus a parlay. You got that ready for tonight, and tomorrow I'll be working on it as well.
Yeah, definitely a couple games tomorrow. But, yeah, definitely go check out tonight. They're all archived. 12 games plus a 3-team parlay. Love that tonight. Might include little Canuck dance as part of that parlay.
There you go.
Definitely like, subscribe. That way you can turn on that notification bell or you get notified when all the newest content gets dropped here at Pig Dogs. So much new content getting dropped. No new content getting dropped daily here. So definitely want to flip that notification bell on. That way you get you don't miss out on any numbers. There's some new shorts coming out. I see Jovan's got his shorts, so definitely go check that out. Good to see Jovan back on the screen doing his little parlay thing. Definitely good to see that. Go check that out. I seen it today. It's archived. Check it out. Good luck with your bets tonight, everybody. Crush the books. Catch you guys tomorrow. Winning Wednesday.
That's right. Back tomorrow with the Rod Zawacky. All right, Rod. Have yourself a great night. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
You as well, Tony. Catch you guys tomorrow.
All right, Rod Zawacky here on The Drive-Thru. We'll continue on some breaking news here. Matt Fargo joins The Drive-Thru, makes his debut tomorrow. Tune in for that. Let's continue here on The Drive-Thru. Up next, Jay Briggs. Catch him over at Pig Dogs Premium. We'll bring in Jay right now. Jay, what's happening?
Tony T, what's happening, my man?
Before we get to the game tonight, I was thinking about you yesterday because I was on that pick yesterday. The Delta Devils, man. It was their the zero.
Valley State.
The zero had to go. The zero had to go.
It had to go, man. I've been searching for it, looking for the spot. Ron kind of threw me the lob on Saturday. I think we all pretty much dunked it yesterday. That was pretty cool. That's why we love doing what we do.
Yeah, Prairie View was the perfect one. The perfect opponent. Perfect profile on paper. Did you see that line move, by the way? Wow, that was something.
I didn't see the line move.
9.5. I think it closed like 5.5, 6. And it was 9 when they gave it out at the drive-thru, and it was like an hour and a half at much to move 4 or 5 points, which was enormous.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, that was a big line move on that game. But anyway, we get back here to the association as the Wizards are going to be hosting the Warriors here. Sometimes the Wizards looks like the Warriors, and sometimes the Warriors look like the Wizards. That's the kind of league it is, man. We got the Warriors road favorites 10.5, total 244.5.
This is a game that I wouldn't usually bet, but as the day has gone on, I've talked myself into betting this game. I'm gonna bet Golden State here, and it's gonna be purely a fade of the Wizards. Am I over enthused with laying 10.5 double digits with the Warriors on the road? No. Over the last 2 seasons, laying double digits with the Warriors on the road has kind of been asking for it. But when you look at it in the more recent, when you look at it through the more recent, Golden State recently on the road, they've been much better, and the Wizards seem really uninterested. And I'm not really looking to bet uninterested teams. The Wizards are arguably the worst team in the league right now today. I can make the argument that the Pistons are playing better than them. The Hornets are playing better than them. Maybe the Blazers aren't, but they're one of the worst teams in the NBA right now. Warriors coming off the loss. We saw them put it together early in that game. Had a nice double-digit lead on the Nuggets. It did wither away in the end, though. If the Warriors come out here tonight, Tony T, and play Warrior-style basketball, I think they win this game by 15 plus. So I'm going to hope that that's what they do, and I'm going to lay the points here with the Golden State Warriors on the road.
All right, Jay's going to lay the points here, 10.5 here with the Warriors here against the Wizards. Let's see, we had no Adija is out here. I always mess up his name. That's the only player I really. When you put an A before a D, man, and then you throw a J in there, you're gonna make it very tough to pronounce his name. But our man Jordan Poole, he's off the bench now. like 33. Too late to get a six-man award, but it gets average 33 minutes tonight. Looks that way. Corey Kirsper off the bench. So a little bit of lineup changed here by the Wizards. We're going to see Shamet. We're going to see Davis at center. Bagley. Boy, Marvin Bagley, man. This guy has been traded to some of the worst. He ends up on bad teams all the time.
Yeah, he was just on the Pistons. I feel sorry for him.
Yeah, he's at the tour of the worst teams in the NBA. Wiggins is out here for the Warriors. Moody can we'll see what Moody Kuminga. Man, I remember early in the season, Kuminga's agent must have thrown that out. He was, I'm not being developed properly, and all of a sudden he turned around.
Yes, he has. The Warriors, man, it's getting late in the season where the Warriors, they're kind of starting to look like the Warriors again. Earlier this season, there were stretches where we were like, well, it might be over. Well, at certain points, like you said, they look like the Wizards, but at some points, they look like the Warriors. And if they look like the Warriors, man, hey, I'd be surprised if they go on a little run to close out the season and in the postseason.
Yeah, it's funny because I said that because of the way they played against Denver. So this is the Wizards.
Yeah,
this is the way.
I know. It's true, though. It's true.
The news in this game, by the way, there is some breaking news. Is our man Chris Paul? You know, maybe he served his time in the injury report regular season. Maybe we'll see him more in the play-in or post or playoffs, wherever Golden State ends up. But Chris Paul will make a return to the lineup tonight.
Yeah, I did see that pop up this morning. We'll see. If he's come back fresh, I think, you know, that could be a little boost in morale for a team. You know, they did trade him. You know what I mean? For the guy on the other side. So I wouldn't be surprised if he came out and had a little morale boost for the Warriors tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. You just never know what you're going to get here from this Wizards team. You know, they have been a really good cover team on the road, but that last road trip, man, was just horrid by the Wizards.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even the spots where they usually are, you can count on them to compete, they weren't competing in. And expecting them to compete with the Warriors, I can't do. So I think the Warriors even air them out at home as well.
All right, Jay here on the Warriors laying the 10.5 here against the Wizards tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick.com for tonight's action. Of course, NBA on the board tonight. It also has action 30-plus games in college hoops. Hockey on the board. Jay's not shy about giving you some plays on the ice. Great NBA season from Jay. 2,216 units of profit, showing great profit for the year. Last 30 days on fire. Last 7 days on fire. What do you have going over at Pick.com Premium?
Yes, strictly NBA tonight. I know it's a solid college hoops and NHL card tonight, but I'm laser focused in the NBA, man. I have 4 plays total. One of them is for my long-term clients, so if you are on something long-term, you have an extra play in there. But I have a money-making 3-pack you guys can hop on, my 3 favorite plays tonight in the NBA on this beautiful 11-game card. And then I have my NBA play of the day as well. I want to say 58, 38, and 4 last 100 on that NBA play of the day. So hitting at about a 58% clip for that on the season. You guys can scoop that play up today. Or, again, you can hop on something long-term and let me help you make some money over an extended period of time. Or pair me up 2-for-1 capper special with one of the guys here.
That's right, guys. Got to go with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dog. Premium, no better time than now to get on board. You've seen the results from Jay. He's been on absolute tear right now. I use promo code PICK. Save that 15% off. Right, Jay? Your Longhorns are in action tonight. They're going to be on the road against Texas Tech. Right now, we're seeing the Tech favored 4. There seems to be some late money here on Texas. We're seeing some 3.5, the sharpest book in the world here. Texas in action on the road.
Yeah, I'm leaning Texas Tech in this one. Texas Tech is just a different animal at home. Texas, they haven't been the same team they were last year. Mitch brought up a great point this morning on the morning show, probably something I forgot as well. With Texas going to the SEC, this is probably the last crack some of these teams are getting at them in these conference games. So they're trying to give them everything they got. That's probably going to be the case here for Texas Tech. I'm on Tech in this one tonight.
All right, there you go from Jay on Tech. All right, Jay, I'll let everybody know about your all access for those big players.
Yes, sir. You guys can join my all access club if you are a bigger better out there joining or a bigger better out there betting the NBA nightly. The reason I said you have to have a pretty big bankroll is because A, it's a high ticket to get in the all access club, and B, and mainly, it's because you have to be able to handle the volume of betting the NBA pretty big nightly. I don't want to overextend you You know what I mean? With how big sometimes we go in the All Access Club. It's for the bigger bettors out there, the guys that have asked me for that next level premium service, the guys that asked me, they say, Jay, hey, look, I'm trying to put the pedal to the metal. I really appreciate you for what you do. Is there a next level premium service? And I've hooked up with my guy Costi, and we are now offering the All Access Club. The guys that have been in there from the start have enjoyed some tremendous profits. If you think it's for you, you should text the number 775-636-7674. We'll figure out a time to talk and figure out the packages for you.
There you go, guys. Go ahead and sign up and make that text or call. All right, Jay, as always, great having you show. See that success. We'll catch up with you again on the show here on tomorrow. But let everybody know we can catch you. We'll catch you on Thursday. Let everybody know what's happening here with your live show as well as your NBA rundown.
Yes, so you guys can catch me on the jam session every day. Usually drops around 9:30 in the morning. My brain kind of shuts down, so I don't really like working at night. I'm a morning worker, me personally. So I wake up early, get it done. So that's why it drops in the morning, but I love doing it early. And so, yeah, you guys can catch that at that time. Then you can catch me on the morning show, usually right after that with Ruffalo and Mitch. Mondays is with Costi and Fridays, and Wednesdays are with Romanelli. So tomorrow should be a really fun show with Ron joining us. So you guys can tune in for that. You can catch me usually 3 to 4 times a week right here with Tony T. And then I host the morning shows on Saturdays and Sundays, which are always a lot of fun. So you guys can tune in. Ton of content for me here at Big Dogs. Absolutely love doing it, though. Trying to help you guys make some money betting sports.
That's right, guys. So check it out. Like, subscribe, set those notifications so when Jay drops that NBA rundown, you get it and can tune in the live shows. All right, Jay, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again on Thursday.
I appreciate you, Tony T. See you on Thursday, my man.
You got it. Jay Briggs here on the drive. If you guys ever miss a pick, we always recap at the end of the day, at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue here on the drive-thru. We'll get to my pick, and then we'll do some rundowns for you here as we're kind of running early today, so we'll do a little bit of a rundown. I've got my college basketball pick. Well, it's not this game. I didn't move the chain, so let me go ahead and move the chains for you guys here. It's not going to be this one. It's not going to be that one. I teased it a little bit earlier here, and I think I'm going to be butting heads with Rod Zawacky tonight here. This one this is the one we're going head-to-head with them on Syracuse here and the Virginia Tech game. We're going to go ahead and take this home team here with Syracuse in this spot. And again, you get Virginia Tech away from home. They've, the straight-up home record has been bad, as Rod says, 1-8 straight up. But the thing here is their defense has just been terrible away from home. Give up over nearly 48% shooting at home. We're getting a little better production here from with Syracuse, 13-2 straight up record, right? Just got to win. Pretty much just got to win the game. So if you money line at -107, that might be even that's -112. You could just win the game. You win the bet with this one. So we're going to be looking here at Syracuse laying the point, just because again, just not a big fan of this Virginia Tech team away from home. 3-10 when you factor in their neutral site games. Not only just 3-10, 3-10 to the spread in the neutral site games and road games combined. Shooting 43% and allowing over 48% shooting. You should probably tune into the show on Saturday. I was clearly on Pitt in that game. They lose on the road to Pittsburgh by 15 points, giving up 50% shooting. When you take a look at their road games, right? Here are their road games, right? They gave up 51% shooting to Pitt in their last road game. Previous road game at North Carolina, 51.5%. At Notre Dame, they gave up 49%. So that's how you're looking here with some of these road the defensive performance here of Virginia Tech. They even had a home performance here against Florida State where they gave up 53% shooting. So there has just been some really bad defense played there by Virginia Tech. Florida State even shot 40. Like we said, 53% against them. So there's been a lot of bad. Duke shot 55% against them. Boston College shot 50% against. The defense is just atrocious here for this Virginia Tech team. So I'm going to go here with Syracuse here, lay the short number against the Virginia Tech team. All right, guys, check out Pick Dogs. I have a 3-pack tonight from the NBA. Also a best bet on the board here from College Hoops, so go ahead and get signed up. Remember the long-term pass. I have a 3, 7, or 30-hour sports pass. Get all my pre-and plays for that time period. Just like when you go to my handicapper page, you make that purchase. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save that 15% off. All right, let's see some rundowns here, guys. Some of the games I've handicapped here earlier, so we'll go ahead and do a rundown, and then we'll get to the recap. We're running early today, so I'm going to go ahead and just do a complete rundown on some games that I've handicapped here for today. So let's go back and start from the top. We'll start here with this Loyola Chicago and St. Bonnie's game. This one tonight, we're seeing St. Bonnie's laying 3. I'm going to go with the 3 points in this game. Bonnie's in really good shooting form over the past 5 games, hitting about 49%. And they force turnovers defensively, like the way they've been playing. I know Loyola Chicago has been a monster there. They do very little wrong defensively in the A10, this team. But one thing that bothers me about the Loyola Chicago is they're last in turnovers in the A10 offensively, and they only hit 70% at the free throw line. So we'll take the Bonnies here, lay the number. All right, let's get to the next one here that we're going to look at here for the show. Let's move up. Let's see. Let me go up to the next one. We're going to stick at the 7 p.m. Eastern time. Maybe I passed it up. Let me see. We did pass it. No, we didn't pass it up. Let's go back here. Next game here. So we're going to take you to the Cincinnati-Houston game. Pretty obvious pick here. I mean, I'm not going to go against Houston at home. We're going to go ahead and just lay it here with Houston. When you kind of look at the Bearcats over their past 5 games, their defense has been really rough here, giving up nearly 47% shooting. They've lost 4 of 5, and they're coming off an 18-point loss at TCU. Houston has just been pounding teams at home. They're tops in offensive and defensive efficiency in the Big 12. They are playing for a number 1 seed. Remember that. They're in line for that. So when you look at Cincinnati, they turn the ball over you turn the ball over at a high rate, you're just setting yourself for a blowout loss on the road against a team like Houston. The Bearcats in conference just 30% from 3, 68% the line. This one's an obvious one. It's go ahead and take Houston here, laying the 13.5. All right, let's continue on here. Let's get to the next game. We're going to look at this Kansas game, another obvious one in my eyes here. Not going to get too fancy. Not going to try and go away from it here. I know that I've seen the money here on BYU on some of the sharp money on the books, but I'm not buying the BYU money here. Kansas is a home team. Actually, it's still 8 here. I did see some 7.5, so maybe it was different, but maybe they've bought it back up here in this spot. Let's see, BYU 8. Yeah, there are some 7.5s out there. Open 5. Well, that's been a big move there. Yeah, with BYU, they're not very good from 3 in conference. 12th in defensive efficiency. They don't force turnovers. They give up threes. Kansas, as we know, real strong offensively in the Big 12, scoring inside, securing the basketball. But the issue I have with BYU is they have losses by margin at Kansas State. A 10-point loss there, lost by double digits Oklahoma State, a loss by margin Oklahoma, to Texas Tech and Baylor. These are all road losses here. They have not looked good on the road, so we'll go ahead and just lay it here with Kansas in this spot. All right, let's continue on here in this on our rundown here from College Hoops, and we will get here to the. Let's see, we're going to get to the Boise State Air Force game, get to the 9 o'clock game. We'll be on the underdog in that one here. Air Force, boy, this one's really moving now. Up to 12, wow. We'll take the 12 here. One thing Air Force does well is they shoot the 2 and they can make threes, right? They're hitting in conference 37% from 3, 52% around the bucket. We know they have issues defensively, but so are the Broncos. You get the Broncos away from home, they're giving up 47% shooting. Air Force has shot the ball well in conference, so we're going to go ahead and take the 12 here with Air Force tonight against Boise State. That's a big line move here. All right, let's continue on here. Let's get to the 10 o'clock hour Eastern for the next game here on our rundown. It will be here between Utah State and Fresno State. I like Fresno State here plus the points in this spot based on the strength of Fresno shooting at home, nearly 48%. Utah State, not a very good three-point shooting team. They don't force turnovers defensively, and they're soft in the middle. Opponents hitting over 53% from 2. And Fresno State, a really good three-point shooting team in the Mountain West. We know they have the issues defensively, but that's why that line is big. Utah State, 3 road losses in conference, so we'll go ahead and take the points here with Fresno State. All right, let's continue on here on the rundown tonight from College Hoops. We're going to go to the 10:30 hour Nevada and Colorado State. We like the favorite in this game, Colorado State, laying the 7.5. Nevada was blown out on the road at San Diego State and New Mexico. At home, the Rams are a really good shooting team, 53% shooting, and they are second in defensive efficiency in the conference. Are these Rams? They make their free throws again in the conference at 75%. Nevada, not a really good free throw shooting team. They struggle on the defensive glass in conference, so we'll go ahead and lay it here. Those points with Colorado State in this spot. All right, let's continue on. We got time for the NBA rundown, so we'll get I'm going to go ahead and put up my NBA screen here, and we'll just do a rundown of the NBA. The games that were not covered here on the show, we'll take a look at here. as we're running early tonight on today's show. So we'll get my NBA screen up here and my graphics from the NBA, and then we'll move forward here. We'll just touch on the games not covered here on the show. So let's go ahead, and I think that might just be one, right? This was the only one that wasn't covered here. So let me go ahead and move the chains here. Let's see, NBA. Where's the preview? Oh, here we go. Previous NBA. All right, that might have been the one on the top of the board. Let me check here. All right, let's get it started. Okay, Nets and Magic going head-to-head tonight. So let me pull up my notes here. Tonight's NBA. That's not the first one. I think the Cavaliers are the first game, unless I've got my graphic wrong. Let me see here. Well, this might be the first one on the board. I thought it was the... let's see. Oh, I guess this will be the first. We'll go with this one first. All right, Nets and Magic. Let's take a look at the injury report in this game here. Actually, I had it written wrong. That's why. It is the Nets and the Magic tonight. All right, let's take a look here at this injury report tonight. Am I looking at the right game here? Nets Magic. Let me see here. You know what? I may be looking at. Yeah, that's right. Nets and Magic tonight, right? They're going head to head. Let me see what my notes tell me in this game. Unless I'm seeing things here. Let me see. Oh, that's right. I got to pull it up a little bit. Here we go. All right. Tonight, Simmons and Cam Thomas out for Brooklyn. Banchero out. Isaac out here for this Orlando team. So tonight in this one, between this Nets and Magic team, we're going to be looking at this one here with Brooklyn. We're going to take the points here with Brooklyn. It's been quite of a move here from 9.5 to 6.5. But when you look at Orlando, their issues have been defensively here. Over their past 5 games, giving up 49% shooting. Brooklyn on the road, we know they have a poor net rating of minus 6.5 net rating. But when you look at the net rating here for Orlando, they've been really struggling of late defensively. So we'll look at the Brooklyn side here at plus the points. All right, we'll continue on here on this NBA rundown. Next game here on the board will be Wizards Warriors. This was already covered. Mavericks and Cavaliers going head to head tonight. And let's take a look. We'll take a look here at the injury report here in this game. We've got tonight. Exum is out for Dallas. Jerome and Thompson out. So Mitchell back in tonight in this game. And what we're looking at this one here is we're looking at the under. I agree with the move on the under. Dallas, over their past 5, they're really playing really well defensively, sitting 5th in defensive efficiency, allowing about 107 points per 100 possessions, holding teams to under 44% shooting at this period. Cavaliers at home have defended well, allowing 112 points per 100 possessions. They play at a slow pace at home, so I agree with the move here. I like the under in this one between the Mavericks and the Cavaliers. All right, continuing on here. 76ers and the Celtics, 11.5 point line here in this one. Let's take a look at the injury report here tonight for this one between these two division rivals. Covington, Embiid, Martin out for Philadelphia. A clean injury report for the Boston Celtics here. And I'm looking here under in this game. I'm pretty sure I'm going under here, but with the Boston and the Philadelphia 76ers. Let me just pull up my notes here on this game. Philadelphia and the 76ers. Like the under in this game, going against the move from a 229.5 to 231.5. It's Boston against the division. 3rd in defensive efficiency, allowing just 109 points per 100 possessions. They've been playing slow against the division rivals. And Philadelphia struggling for offense here over their past 5 games. 76ers only shooting 45% over their past 5 games. They've gone under in 4 or 5. We like under 231.5 here with the 76ers and the Boston Celtics. All right, we'll continue on here on the rundown for tonight. Jazz and the Hawks going head-to-head here. It looks to me, I believe I was on the over on this one. Yes, I like the over 238 here, Jazz and the Hawks. You know, the Jazz defense over their past 5 games has been poor. They give up 121 points per 100 possessions, 29th in defensive efficiency over their past 5, playing at a fast pace. The Hawks at home, 29th in defensive efficiency. They're allowing 119 points per 100 possessions, but they're scoring 120 per 100. Atlanta, as we know, plays fast at home. Atlanta allowing 50% shooting at home. And we know Trae Young, pretty sure Young is out. He's out. Yep, Okungwu out as well for Atlanta. Porter out. And we know Porter's been out because they're probably going to buy him out. He may be out there on the waiver wire pretty soon. But we got pretty much a clean injury report for Utah. We'll go over between Utah and the Atlanta Hawks. All right, let's continue on here on our NBA rundown for tonight. Pelicans and Knicks, an interesting game tonight. We're seeing a line here of 6.5 here for this Pelicans side. Well, let's go over the injuries here. No Alvarado, no Daniels, no McCollum for New Orleans. no Anunoby, no Brunson, Jalen Brunson out here for the Knicks. No Hartenstein, no Randall, no Robinson. Washington is probable in this game here. So that explains a line move. Big line here for the Pelicans to lay the 6.5 here on the road in this spot. And in this one, I agree with the line move to the under here. It's been a big move to the under, but when you look at the back-to-backs, the Knicks have been 4-6 in the under in back-to-backs over their past 5 games, averaging 116 points per 100 possessions. But the Pelicans have defended well over that 5-game period. They're allowing just over 44% shooting in the past 5 games. And the Knicks have been struggling shooting the basketball, so we'll agree with the move to the under in this one between the Pelicans and the Knicks. All right, let's continue on here on the show as we're giving you a rundown from the NBA. Hornets and Bucks, I can only take the points in this one. I'm pretty sure that's the way I'm going. Let's take a look at the injury report here. No Jackson, no Middleton. Ball, Williams out for Charlotte. Curry, probable. Bertans will be questionable for Charlotte. Charlotte shows me a little bit of spunk here coming off the All-Star break. I know I've been kind of going against Milwaukee since the break because I think the point lines have been inflated. I mean, that was the strategy, right? After the All-Star break, play on Milwaukee, but I just can't, the numbers just don't add up for me here at all. Charlotte over their past 5 games, they defended very well. We know Steve Clifford is a defensive style coach, and they're kind of playing this style of basketball right now. Over the past 5 games, Charlotte is tops in defensive efficiency, allowing just 98 points per 100 possessions. They have actually a plus 7.5 net rating over their past 5. The Bucks have defended better as well. We've seen a lot of unders with them, but I'm not going to go under here. Both teams play at a slow pace. I'm going to go ahead and take the points here with the Hornets and agree with the line move because this one moved from 15 overnight down to 14, and I'm going to agree with that move there on the Charlotte Hornets. Actually, you can find some 14.5, sharpest book in the world at 14, so do line shopping, get the best numbers. All right, let's continue on here on the NBA rundown. Spurs and Timberwolves, another big line here in this spot, but I can only agree here with the home team. I just can't make a case for this San Antonio Spurs team, especially when they're on the road. And Minnesota, as we know, probably one of the best, if not the best home teams in the NBA this season. We'll give you some numbers to support that, but we'll look at the injury report. Just no Morris for the Spurs, no Clark, no Towns. Towns is out. Towns is out here for Minnesota. Gobert is questionable, so there could be some issues there, but I just can't make a case for this Spurs team. They've just been this on the road has just been really bad. San Antonio can't get points on the road here, 29th in offensive efficiency and minus 10.5 net rating. As we've said, the Timberwolves have been defending well at home. They're holding teams to just 42% shooting. Over their past 5 games, they have nearly a plus 16 net rating. You got one team with a double-digit plus, another team here with a minus double-digit rating. It just can't. The numbers just don't add up here. T-Wolves are nobody for me in this one. Timberwolves and the San Antonio Spurs. All right, we'll continue our rundown. Pistons and the Bulls going head-to-head tonight. Another big line here, double digits. And looking at this one, we'll look at the injury report right now. No Sasser here for Detroit, but Ivy and Cunningham probable. No Craig for Chicago. So we have pretty much injury reports look pretty good here for this one. But we'll be looking at taking the points here with the Detroit Pistons. Why not? Boy, they got screwed out of a game yesterday, right? I mean, no calling to Vincenzo. That was robbery, guys. That was really bad. Chicago is really struggling in their divisional games offensively, averaging just 109 points per 100 possessions and minus 5.5 net rating. They're shooting just 43% against the division. Who knows you? The division knows you better, right? You play them more than anybody. The Detroit Pistons and minus 9.5 net rating here against the division, but they have shot the ball well in their divisional games, 48%. The Bulls 7-9 of the spread as a home favorite. I don't want the Bulls in a home favorite role, so we'll take the Pistons here at plus the 10.5 in this spot, which come down from an opener of 11 in that game. All right, let's continue on here on our NBA rundown for tonight's action. Next up, Heat and Trailblazers going head-to-head, and I'm going to hold my nose and take probably the ugliest dog of them all tonight. We're going to go ahead and look at the Portland Trailblazers. I know it's tough to do things like this, but, you know, it's on the road, Miami's had their issues offensively. It is a back end of a back-to-back. You are getting a rested Portland team. There are some injuries here on the Miami side. No Bryant, no Hero. Tyler Hero out. No Richardson, no Robinson for Miami. Brogdon, Brown, Henderson, Sharp out. Rupert probable. Simons, Jeremy Grant, DeAndre Ayton. We're going to need a lot from these guys tonight. So the issue here with this Miami team has been their offense on the road, averaging 111 points per 100 possessions. Portland at home, I know, has had their issues. Miami, a losing spread record in back-to-backs, a losing spread record as a favorite. Remember, they were a dog against Sacramento. So in this spot, could only look at the home underdog here with the rest. That is the Portland Trailblazers. All right, and that seems like a short number. For some reason, it does. It does seem a little fishy there. Rockets and Thunder going head-to-head here in this spot. The Thunder here laying 10. This is they just recently met here in Houston, and Thunder a storming they stormed away with the game. But on this one, we're going to be going under the total. Houston has really struggled offensively away from home. Really struggling for offense. 24th in offensive efficiency on the road. They play very slow away from home. I expect them to do the same thing here. They're going to try and keep this game ugly, just keep it slow. OKC has been very good here defensively. You look at the past 5, getting up just 106 points per 100 possessions, allowing just over 43% shooting over this period. I like the under in this one between the Rockets and the OKC Thunder. This game is on TNT tonight. All right, I think we might have got through them all here. Let's see. We got through all the games. All right, guys, let's get to the recap for tonight's show. And of course, as we go to the recap, guys, I want your best bets in the chat, and we'll read them off here during our recap. So put your best bets in if you would. All right, let's recap the games. Alex like Kentucky +4 against Mississippi State. Rod was on the Penguins, Canucks under 6.5. Jay was on the Warriors, lay the 10.5 against Wizards. I'll be on Syracuse, lay the 1 against Virginia Tech. The one I like the most, I can't argue the Kentucky pick here, +4, +4.5 here against Mississippi State. Mississippi State, a team that just turns the ball over way too much, way too much for me, especially in conference play. And there are some 4.5s out there, so do your line shopping, get the best number there. I'll agree with Alex in that one. All right, guys, get your best bets in if you would. That's going to do it here for this edition here of the drive-thru. Make sure you guys tune in again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We're bringing our cappers and fake dogs and sports chat places to get what their plays for here in real time. And of course, make sure you tune in for the morning shows during the week, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. We got Mitch, we got Chris, we got Jay. We also have some rotating cappers in there as well. You'll see Costi and Romanelli in there from time to time in the mornings. Also, Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes, his betting tool show. Also, his roundtable discussion with the professionals. We've got Jay with his NBA Jam session. We also have Chris with his Around the League NHL. Romanelli with his college basketball bank shot breakdown. Costi with his sharp trading plays. We also have Rod Zawacky, A to Z coverage from the NHL. Every pick from the NHL board, as well as a parlay every day here on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. Check that one out. Javon with his parlay shorts and short series for your phones, guys. So it's we got Javon debuting his video series. We also have video series here from Brian Bittler with his contrarian sharp plays. We also have Costi with his sharp trading plays. Big Al McMorty All Access. Check that one out if you would, from Big Al McMorty. Against the Public Betting with Dana Lane. So that's another good video series to check out. Mills with his UFC rundown as well as his prop shop. We got the parlay video here from our man Brad Francis. Also, Nick Menken, first half NBA video series. So check all these videos out, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and set those notifications so when these videos drop, you get them in real time. All right, let's go to the chat room, guys. Get your best bets in the chat for tonight. All right, we got Ron Crawford, Vancouver Canucks. Blake likes Wisconsin -2 first half. Also likes Celtics under as well. We've got Alexander Lamberts likes the Pistons +11. Blake coming in. Arkansas lay the 5.5 first half. Doubles show pick. Wake Forest Notre Dame over 134. That's from Doubles. We got Canadians money line tonight from Blake. Wizards +10.5 from Blake as well. LC likes the Mavs tonight. George Mason laying the 2 from Jim Pritchard. Also liking St. Bonnie's. SIU Edwardsville lay the point half and Cavs under, as we talked about. Jim likes his Mississippi State tonight here from Jim. And of course, Blake coming in with the Kentucky game under 156.5. Syracuse for Blake as well. Let's continue on here with the rundown from the chat. Clyde Drexler likes his NC State money line +130. Chris White Thunder says UNLV lay the 5.5. Dono 83 likes the Heat laying the points. J-Man 45 Wyoming laying the 5.5. Clyde Drexler Nevada money line +270. That's from Clyde Drexler. Lisa Powell coming in. Let's see what she's talking about here. Well, we'll get back to him again. Clyde Drexler coming money line Nevada. J-Man likes Boise State, laid the 9.5. Avalanche money line from J-Man as well. What else we've got here coming in? Clyde Drexler with the money line on Kentucky tonight as well. Let's see here. What do we got here? Clyde Drexler again with Loyola Chicago. He likes them against St. Bonnie's, going butting heads with me tonight on that one. What else do we have here? Loyola Chicago from Nick Clan coming in early from him. So we got all your best bets. Last call for your best bets, guys. Sabres under here from Robbins Hair Studios. Thomas Bowe likes plus 3.5 with Texas. And let's see, we got a last call here from. We got them all in, guys. Thanks a lot for your contributions. That's going to do it for this edition of the Drive-Thru, guys. Make sure to tune in again tomorrow live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers and pick dogs and sports chat place. They'll let their plays for you in real time. Remember to always get started with that morning show live at tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. All right, that's going to do it here. Utah State from the Wizard coming in, laying the 10.5 with the best bet coming in from the last one for the show. We got them all in. All right, that's going to do it. Let's bring in our cappers tonight. Anyway, goodbye.